Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Season 2, Episode 1 of Aggretsuko. I don't believe I did react to the first season of this. I watched it, but I think I watched it on my own time. But we are definitely getting to Season 2, because I loved Season 1, and I know I reacted to the holiday special, so there is that at least. But I'm excited to see what more this series has for us. So, the series does have some ongoing plot points, but it's mostly just kind of like daily life of Retsuko, our main character. She is a red panda who is working at a typical office job where her employer is, well, he's a literal pig, and figurative as well. He's an asshole, he's sexist, but he does have a nicer side to him that we do see in Season 1 near the end. But that doesn't stop all the horrible stuff he's said and done. And he has this, like, yes man assistant. And there's also another higher up in the office as well, who's, I believe she's a manatee. And she's really aggressive towards Retsuko. Now, Retsuko gets through a lot of her troubles by screaming heavy metal at a karaoke joint. She has multiple friends who also help her just deal with everyday life as well, including Haida, a hyena love interest, who likes her, but she seems to acknowledge, or at least notice that he likes her, but it doesn't seem like it goes anywhere. Or at least it hasn't by the end of the Christmas special, in which they did kind of play around with that a little. Because the end of Season 1 hinted that there might end up being something there, but then the Christmas special kind of, like, dicked around with that, and it's like, I'm unsure of where they're going. Now, I don't expect it to be like the most amazingly written series, but at the same time, it's a little annoying when they're just hopping around the obvious with these two. But there's also Feniko, who is a fennec fox, and she is another of Retsuko and Haida's friends. She's very sarcastic and cynical, but she does truly care for her friends. She has shown that multiple times. She just has a bit of a entertaining way to show it. We also have, what are their names? There's this this really pretty bird character and a gorilla girl. I cannot think of their names right now. They work at the same place as well, but they're kind of more higher up in the business. They report more directly, like, I specifically think the bird, who I'm thinking her name began with a W, it's like Washimi or something. It's something Asian like that. And she, like, could report directly to the big boss, like the president of the company or whatever. But these two end up becoming close friends with Retsuko through yoga and whatnot. And they end up doing karaoke together and just really, like, bonding. The gorilla girl is hilarious. She's got this just wild, fun personality, while Washimi, I'm going to call her Washimi for now until I'm corrected on that name, is definitely more laid back and relaxed, but at the same time, she does have her problems, but she's definitely able to hold it in a little better. There's also a couple other characters who we saw, like there was this one guy who they played around with a relationship with Retsuko for a little bit with, but he's not a bad guy. He's just not what Retsuko's looking for. He doesn't talk much outside of, like, texting. He's kind of boring and basic, and he just doesn't really give Retsuko anything to really look forward to. The show is also done by the studio Sanrio, which is known for Hello Kitty, among many, many other characters. And it's really fascinating because I feel this is probably the most adult show. It's not like adult like in the sense like the movie I just reacted to yesterday, Motherfuckers is. There's no like heavy swearing. There's no like blood and gore. There's alcohol consumption. It deals with very mature topics, but it's not like it's not vulgar or anything. It's a mature series. And again, compared to stuff like Hello Kitty, which is definitely geared more towards a younger audience, it's really interesting to see Sanrio do something like this. And there was a 2016 like series of shorts. There were like 100 or so different shorts as well that came out before this Netflix series. I have not seen those yet. But either way, I am excited to get into season 2 here. There are 10 episodes total. I am only doing episode 1 today. I might do multiple episodes in a future video. I don't know. But for today, I'm only doing 1. And we'll just kind of go from there. So I hope you all are excited to check this out along with me. Now, as a reminder as well, there is no Carol Tuesday today, so this is the only just general weekly reaction thing I'm getting to today. I am getting to something else as well, a donation reward, but this is the only actual weekly reaction. I hope you guys are excited, though, and I hope that you're interested to see where this goes. So for now, yeah, let's just get this going. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, kind of the core theme of Aggretsuko has always been kind of, not really parodying, but in a way, joking about and having fun with, and I guess just generally poking fun at, very stereotypical views on life, on the job, on trying to balance your social life with work, yada, yada, yada. And now in season 2, we're bringing in the concept of the overbearing parent, another very, very stereotypical life trope that they are clearly having fun with, that they are making, not really making a joke out of, but just making fun of in a way. Retsuko's mother is overbearing to the point of lunacy. She literally broke into Retsuko's house multiple times, which is illegal, by the way. It does not matter if she's Retsuko's mother. If she broke in without permission, without Retsuko's knowledge, or okay, then Retsuko could have her arrested for that. The thing is, Retsuko tends to be very what's the word? I should remember the word because I am this. Non-confrontational, there we go. She tends to be very non-confrontational. So in a situation like this, she's not going to do anything. She's not going to do anything to get her mom arrested because that would, she feels that she would feel too much guilt. The most she'll do is argue with her mom a little back and forth. But she won't actually do anything about it to actually truly solve the problem. And here's the thing, I can relate to this on a very big level. As I mentioned, I am also very much like that. I have a hard time with confrontation. Whether it's in the workplace, back when I worked at Wendy's and whatnot, or if it's with my family. And the latter part is definitely, especially notable, because I've talked about it before, but I live with a father who not the best person. Um, Kind of emotionally abusive, um, just to put it mildly. Um, and a lot of the times, like Retsuko, I have to use various things to basically keep myself sane, to keep myself from going too far and doing something that I would regret. Retsuko uses karaoke, I use the likes of YouTube, whether watching or recording for it. I use Netflix, watching shows on there. I use games and yada, yada, yada. You get the idea. It's a coping mechanism to deal with these emotions, but it's healthy compared to some other ways you could deal with all of that, but it's still not solving the problem. And just like with Retsuko, I've had arguments with my father. I've had debates about things, and with my mother as well. Though my mother is never as bad. I'll get into that in a bit though. But in the end, I've never truly confronted him. I've always thought about it. I've played the scenarios out of my head all the time. But I have a problem with confrontation. Honestly, it scares the shit out of me. And so I've never been able to actually confront him about this shit, and more or less just have to put up with it. And with my mother was never as emotionally abusive, but she was a lot more like Retsuko's mom, I guess you could say, in the fact that she was always trying to push her ideas of what my life should be onto me. She was always trying to like, oh, I'm your mother, I know best. This is how your life should be. This is what you should do. You have to do this. You have to do that. There's no other way. And that is complete bullshit. Because, like, the idea that was mentioned in this episode, like, life isn't all about work. You have to get married and have a family, too. It's like, no, you don't. I mean, and I'm not saying, like, oh, I don't want a family. No, I very much do. I very much want love and a family. But you don't have to. And we as a society are becoming more and more acknowledged regarding things like that. That people don't actually have to have a relationship. That they don't have to find love or get married or have kids to have a fulfilling life. They can just live their life the way that works best for them. And no two people are the same. One person might find that kind of stuff very fulfilling, but another person might not. One person might find certain types of jobs fulfilling, while another person might find other kinds of jobs fulfilling. You get the idea. The point is, there is no one set way to live your life. And the problem with that is that our society, not just certain people in our society, but our society as a whole, tries to force that idea on us. That everyone has to live life the same way. You have to go through school. You have to go to college. You have to get a job so you can feed your family. And you have to have a family and have kids and retire eventually. And it's like the society as a whole is laying out a life plan for you that you never signed up for. And like I said, we're getting much better about that. We're starting to realize and recognize that not everybody needs to live their lives like that. But the problem is society still acts like we do. And because of it, it's very hard to live your life in any other way besides the prescribed life plan. Because if you try to live in any other way, then you're going to either be poor and miserable, one or the other, or you're just not going to be able to do anything that you want. Or even all three of those. The point is that Retsuko's mom here is very similar to how I view with my parents. I have a similar kind of relationship. It's strained because, and it's not because of me, and it's not just like it's not because of Retsuko. It's because of the parents. It's them who are doing this. It's them who are straining this relationship. And they just don't seem to understand that. They think that just because they're the parents, they automatically know best, and that they automatically are smarter just because they're older, which is also bullshit, by the way. Age has nothing to do with intelligence or wisdom or anything like that. And then there's the entire issue about arranged marriages and all. On top of the entire fact that Retsuko's mom has the archaic belief that Retsuko has to get married and have a family, and that she has to force this on her, she's also trying to arrange relationships and shit with her. And not only is she just like suggesting it, she's outright telling other people, oh yeah, Retsuko will be there. Which, because of Retsuko's non-confrontational nature, she's not going to be able to get out of. She's not going to be one who will just like say no and just not go. Just do her own thing. She'll feel that she'll feel too bad about it if she does. So she'll end up going for sure. She's going to meet this this guy, who I think is like 10 years older than her or something, which, by the way, is not an issue. But it's just like, with his archaic of beliefs as her mother seems to have, I'm really surprised that she would try to go that far, like get Retsuko a date with a guy who's that much older. I don't know. It just seems like with her old-fashioned style, she'd try to get them to be closer in age. But either way, we also apparently are going to have a new member of the office, because this adorable as fuck seal girl, who I swear was not there in season 1, but is like the cutest thing ever. She's apparently leaving the office. She's apparently going to get married and stuff, which I don't fully get. It's like, okay, why do you have to leave the office to get married? Is it trying to paint that really stupid idea that because she's getting married that her husband's gonna be the breadwinner and that she's gonna be a stay-at-home mom? I mean, and here's the thing, if she wants to, there's nothing wrong with that, but I really hope that it's not like trying to paint that as the norm, because that's not normal. That's not good or healthy ideology. But yeah, so we're gonna get a new employee as well. Plot twist, it ends up being the guy that Retsuko's mom set her up with. I'm interested to see where that plot line goes. I like to see that she's that Retsuko is still bringing all this up to her friends, both sets of them, Washimi and the gorilla girl, whose name I still can't remember, and I just haven't looked up yet. As well as, of course, Feniko and Haida. It's good to see that she's still like confiding in them, which is, it just shows a lot of trust and care for them. So I really like that. I honestly just really liked this first episode, even though a lot of it did strike close to home for me and a lot of it did irritate me a little. I did still enjoy it. It was still well handled. And again, Aggretsuko's always been a show that has poked fun at this kind of stuff, that over exaggerates it, but also at the same time utilizes it to show kind of the issues in our societal culture. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna be annoyed by stuff like this. You're supposed to be. That's kind of the point. Just like with season 1, where you're supposed to be annoyed by Director Tun's constant misogyny and asshole-like personality. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to be annoying. That's the point. But yeah, I'm really interested to see where these 10 episodes go. Like I said in the pre-thoughts, I might do reactions that are 2 or more episodes at a time at some point, but yeah, just this week I just wanted to do one to get it started, and I think that was a good idea. Um, but tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of Aggretsuko Season 2, and tell me if any of it connected to you at all. Because honestly, that is one of the big appeals of this show, finding relatability within its characters and its plots and stories and ideas. So yeah, tell me your thoughts down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,